All right, episode 11, and today we're going to be talking about shower thoughts or crazy shower thoughts. And if you don't know what shower thoughts are, they're basically thoughts that you have in the shower, and these thoughts you usually don't have throughout the day. They're very weird, such as you ask yourself questions like, what do blind people dream? If they've been blind since birth, what do they see in their dreams? Or if everyone has a little voice in their heads, what kind of voice do deaf people have? Does it have a language? What language does it speak in? Is it just sounds? What do they hear in their heads? And I prepared a few different different kinds of shower thought questions that I found. And the first one I'm going to start with was the one that blew my mind the most. And it was a meme I saw on Instagram, and it was called "Me as a Kid Looking Through the Window and Watching My Imaginary Hero Doing Parkour." So basically, do you guys remember as kids, for some reason, a lot of people have this similar memory. As a kid, when you would drive with your parents somewhere, you would look out the window and you would pretend there's a silhouette of a man, a weird black figure, doing parkour and flips over buildings and stuff. And I found this meme. I'm like, there is no way. Other people have this experience. This is so weird. So it's kind of insane how a lot of us have similar experiences that we never really think about. So I found this meme and I'm like, wow, that's kind of nuts. I never knew people were just as weird as me and they had this experience as well. So that was kind of mind-blowing. Another shower thought question I found was one I found on Reddit. And this person stated that a different version of you exists in the minds of everyone who knows you. So basically, this guy reads a book and it blows his mind. So the main character goes crazy in that book when he realizes no one really knows him. The gist is that the person you think of as yourself exists only for you, and you don't even really know who that is. Every person you meet, have a relationship with, or make eye contact on the street with any stranger creates a version of you in their heads. And you're not the same person to your mom, your dad, your siblings than you are to your coworkers, your neighbors, or your friends. There are thousands of different versions of you, of yourself out there in people's minds. As you exist in each version, and yet your yourself isn't really a someone at all. Damn, it's kind of mind-blowing. So basically what this person is saying, the person that you know, actually it's kind of hard to explain what he's really saying, but I know what he's saying. It's hard to put in words, but basically the person your mom and dad knows is not the same person your best friends know. And the person your grandma knows is not the same person your best friends and mom and dad know. And the person, and all those people are not the same people that your girlfriend or wife or boyfriend or husband knows. And it goes on and on. And the stranger on the street doesn't know the version of you that all these other people know. So there's thousands of versions of you in people's heads. So there is not an official version of you that exists. Just a bunch of different personalities and versions of you that exist, because we all act differently in front of certain people. We act differently in front of our friends, in front of our mom and dad, in front of our grandparents, siblings, best friends, strangers, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, etc. But this one was pretty cool. And then someone else commented on his post, and this guy wrote something down, and he said, he wrote a poem, I think, or an idea, and he said, think of your most beautiful yet secret thoughts and ideas. Think about the parts of your personality that you can't express easily, but hope that others see them, so that they know the truest and realest version of you, and know that most people also feel this way. Maybe you see someone and you make a quick perception about them, or maybe you know someone your whole life, but they still have secret thoughts and beautiful ideas that you don't know. Take some time to get to know the realest and truest versions of your friends, your families, etc. They probably have amazing ideas and insights to share, allowing them to put out in you for you to know the real and true version of themselves more. That's pretty cool, actually. It's beautiful. Yeah, but that's true. We all have a different version of ourselves that exists. And then when you get past all those other versions, when it comes down to yourself, even you don't know the true version of yourself. Yeah, this is kind of mind-blowing. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying stuff. Okay. So I prepared more. So this is a website I found called Real Clear. And these are 22 deep shower thoughts that will blow your mind. Some of these I won't read because they're a little too ridiculous. But here's the first one. Maybe Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader isn't a show that displays how stupid grown adults can be, but rather a show that depicts how much useless information we teach grade schoolers that won't be retained or applicable later in life. That's very true. Such as subjects like Algebra 2, Mr. Pear, to this day, I've never used Algebra 2 or trigonometry in my life. It has been useless. And people need to stop teaching that kind of garbage as a curriculum. Here's another shower thought number 2. I wonder how many places I've already visited for the last time. Well, that one's a little depressing. Depressing thought number 2. Trying to get rich by playing the lottery is like trying to commit suicide by flying on commercial airlines. That's kind of funny. If job ads say must be fluent in Mandarin, why don't they post the entire ad in Mandarin? That way only genuinely fluent people could apply. Maybe they need English-speaking people too. I don't know. The only time the word incorrectly isn't spelled incorrectly is when it's spelled incorrectly. Nice. What if our use of emojis gradually becomes so extensive that we actually circle back to writing in hieroglyphics, like such as in Egypt? That'd be kind of cool, I guess. When you say the word crisps, it moves from the back of your mouth to the front as you say it. Crisp. Nice. I wonder if there are any times on the clock that I haven't seen. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen the time 3:23 on the clock. We will never hear about the truly perfect crime because the truly perfect crime you will never hear about, you know. Maybe the Mona Lisa that we see in museums, and the museum is actually a counterfeit, or you know, other art pieces are counterfeit. Maybe the Statue of Liberty is a counterfeit and they just jacked it overnight. The Swiss must have been pretty confident in their chances of victory if they included a corkscrew on their army knife. Cool. Maybe mate is short for inmate, and that's why Australians can call each other that. You know, because it was originally a bunch of convicts. Yeah, that is true. They sent a bunch of convicts from England there, I believe. And they used to get drunk all the time. And many people claim that a drunk British person is actually an Australian accent. So that's why now they have that Australian dialect that's like different from English, because they're basically drunk. That's looking on the bright side. The sinking of the Titanic must have been a miracle to lobsters in the kitchen. Do you think we're done with the depressing? I will be the last person to die in my lifetime. The person who would proofread Hitler's speeches was a grammar Nazi. The first one. How far back in history do you have to go before it's considered archaeology instead of grave robbing? Ooh, that's a good question, right? I can't just go down to the Sylvan Cemetery and dig up a grave from, I don't know, the early 1900s and be like, yo, look at this ring. It's from the 1800s. How interesting. I don't know. Archaeology is pretty weird, you know, because you're digging up dead people and you won't let them rest, especially when they dig up, what's it called? Recently, I believe they opened up an Egyptian sarcophagus, and there was like some Egyptian prints there or something like that, you know. And everybody's commenting because it happened this year, or actually happened very recently, sometime in October. They're like, you guys need to close that and put it back because this is not the year. Trying to open up curses on us. Modern technology changes everything. Asking someone, where are you, is a recent thing. Before we had mobile phones, the only way we could talk to people is if we knew where they were. I don't know if this is necessarily true because, you know, if you're lost in the woods somewhere and your friends are looking for you and they can ask or scream, where are you? And you answer. So maybe. Maybe Smith is a common surname because blacksmiths were never forced to serve in combat roles during wartime. The word fat just looks like someone took a bite out of the first letter of the word eat. When a pregnant woman swims, she is a submarine. Nice. Go to bed, you'll feel better in the morning is the human version of did you turn it on and off again? Wow. Well, those are a few of the deep shower thoughts I found that I thought were interesting, but I'm going to find a few more. All right, here's something. 45 brilliant shower thoughts that boggle your damn mind. All right, let's read this. The witches from Sabrina having a cat called Salem is like the Jewish family with the cat called Auschwitz. Unless you're a celebrity, Twitter is like talking to yourself in a crowded room. Yeah, that's true. That's why I've never really been into Twitter. Being oh, I'm not reading that one. Never mind. I've already read a lot of these. In order to fall asleep, you have to pretend to be asleep. That's true. Okay, a lot of these are actually the same ones I've read, but let's see if there's some new ones. Your stomach thinks all potatoes is mashed. If you view a bald eagle at the zoo, you're looking at the American symbol of freedom in captivity. Nice. If Hillary Clinton, I guess this was made back in 2016 during the presidential election. If Hillary Clinton wins in 2016, or would have, if she won in 2016, it would have been the first time that two presidents have had sex with each other. Poor Bill. Poor guy. When you drink alcohol, you are just borrowing happiness from tomorrow. All right, well, those were pretty much all of them. Let me find some more, because I love these. 125 the greatest shower thoughts. All right, I'll read a few of these. Maybe plants are really farming us, giving us oxygen until we eventually expire and turn into mulch, which they can consume. Theme parks can snap a crystal clear picture of you on a roller coaster at 70 miles per hour, but bank cameras can't get a closer shot of a robber standing still. Nice. If my calculator had a history, it would be more embarrassing than my browser history. Ooh, I don't know about that. Lawyers hope you get sued. Doctors hope you get sick. Cops hope you're a criminal. Mechanics hope you have car trouble, but only a thief wishes prosperity for you. Yeah, true that. Appreciate it. As a kid, my parents taught me not to believe everything I see on TV. Now I have to teach them not to believe everything they see on Facebook. The Olympics should have a for fun section at the end of all games so that all athletes can try different sports. That'd be interesting. Probably not a good idea, but it's interesting. Tall people are expected to use their reach to help shorter people, but if a tall person were to ask a short person to hand them something, they dropped on the floor, it'd be insulting. What if Earth is like one of those uncontracted tribes in South America, like the whole galaxy knows we're here, but they've agreed not to contact us until we figure it out for ourselves? If I get up 10 minutes earlier than usual, I treat it like an extra 2 hours and end up late for work.
It's 7 o'clock.
Thanks. If someone offered to pay for my food and rent for the next 18 years, I'd do anything they ask of me. But I complained every time I took the trash out while living at my parents' house. Yeah, it's true. We don't know what we have till it's gone, and yeah. When you say forward or backwards, your lips move in those directions. Forward, backward. Noise. Instead of colorizing photos in 50 years, we'll be removing filters. Uh-oh. I've woken up over 10,000 times and I'm still not used to it. Yep. Tobacco companies kill their best customers, and condom companies kill their future customers. When a company offers me a better price after I cancel their subscription, they're just admitting they were overcharging me. Ooh. Somewhere in the world, there's somebody with your dream job that hates going to work every day. Yeah, if only we could switch. I wish I could switch with Joe Rogan. Christmas feels more like a deadline than a holiday. Yeah, it's true, doing all your Christmas shopping last minute. Do not touch would probably be a really unsettling thing to read in Braille. After years of disliking the way I look, only now I realize I'm not ugly. I'm just not my type. Dang. We talk about ancient Romans like they were basically all the same, but the civilization lasted almost 1,000 years. That's like saying people in 2016 and 1016 are basically the same. Very good point. Never thought about it like that. Vehicles today can surf the web, link to your phone, stream music and videos, but they still can't perform a simple database. Look up to tell you what the check engine light is on for. Yep. That's why they sell something with a problem and then sell you the same solution, kind of like iPhones with their no jacks, right? They started selling the wireless headphones, Apple earbuds, right? Make a problem and then sell the solution. Very smart marketing trick. People who are good looking but have terrible personalities are basically real life clickbaits. True. Last night, my friend asked to use a USB port to charge a cigarette, but I was using it to charge my book. The future is stupid. When people think about traveling to the past, they worry about accidentally changing the present, but no one in the present really thinks they can radically change the future. That's true. When you drink alcohol, you are just already read this one before. There should be a millennial edition of Monopoly where you just walk around the board paying rent, never being able to buy anything. Well, you can thank the boomers for getting rid of the gold standard, because if it wasn't for them, all of us millennials would already be married, have houses, make good money. Because back in the day, you can be an absolute idiot, get a factory job, and afford a 2-story house, a big old family, a white picket fence, and a dog. Good times. Too bad we can't have that here in today's time, day and age. I hate this here. And this generation. When I bake bread, I give thousands of yeast organisms false hope by feeding them sugar before ruthlessly baking them to death in an oven and eating their corpse. Okay, that was a little weird, but gyms should have memberships where your fee goes down based on how often you go. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. If the movie Honey, I Shrunk the Kids took place in Australia, those kids would have died real quick. Oh, yeah. All those weird animals, tarantulas, and all the types of spiders they have. My dog understands several human words. I don't understand any dog barks. He may be smarter than me. I kind of understand. I know when my dog is hungry, he really screams or barks really loud, not screams. It'd be kind of funny if they screamed. I recognize clickbait almost every time, but still want to know what the child celebrity looks like today. Nothing is on fire. Fire is on things. I mostly use my driver's license to buy stuff that impairs my ability to drive. If Google matched people up by their browsing history, it could be the greatest online dating website of all time. Ooh, I don't know about that one, Chief. That's not going to work. Someone who says I'll be there in 6 minutes will normally arrive before someone says I'll be there in 5 minutes. Every time a character dies on a TV show, I just feel bad for the actor who pretty much just got fired in front of us. Dang, true. You know, like in if you've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, when what's his name? When Jet died, it was a sad time. A guy can decline an invitation by saying his girlfriend won't let him go, and everyone will likely understand. But if a girl declines an invitation by saying her boyfriend won't let her go, people will likely get concerned. For real, man. It's 2020. You know, girls can be abusive too. You know, they can beat you and stuff. UPS will leave a 900 video card on my porch without even knocking, but I have to sign for a $10 pizza. Absolutely. I don't know a single person who would want a thinner phone over a few hours of extra battery. We stick kids in classrooms 7 hours a day, give them another few hours of homework, actively discourage them from playing outside, and then wonder why kids today are so out of shape. Absolutely true. And now we don't even have school anymore. We just have Zoom classes. That's honestly very sad. Like, when I was a kid, I was able to go outside, play with my friends, and I walk into my sister's room, and she's FaceTiming her friends every day. Yeah, it's such a terrible, terrible generation. I already read that. Cemeteries would be way more interesting if they put the cause of death on the headstone. Ooh, that would be pretty embarrassing for that person. For some of them. Cause of death. Choked on ramen noodles. That'd be hecka disrespectful. April Fool's Day is the one day of the year when people critically evaluate news articles before accepting them as true. Sadly, they don't do that any other time of the year, most of them at least. History classes are only going to get longer and harder as time goes on. Ooh, I can only imagine in 2021 when 2020 gets put in the history books, that's going to be a big old chapter. It's going to need a book of its own. Sleep should be rolled over like, oh, you got 20 hours of sleep today? Cool. Man, you don't need sleep for the next 3 days. That'd be amazing, actually. Snapchat is running all the progress we made on getting people to take horizontal videos. Snapchat is ruining, not running. If cars had wings, they'd still just lay there. The fact that I can't recognize my coworker outside of uniform 85% of the time tells me Superman knows exactly what he's doing. Yeah, he takes off the glasses, put that little curl in his hair. Some of these are boring. Some women want their outfit to be noticed as a male. I would prefer nobody noticing it so I can still wear it the next day. Your dog doesn't know you can make mistakes. When you trip over him in the dark, he thinks you got up and just to kick him in the head. Oh, that's not very nice. A ton of people is literally 12 to 15. As a kid, 99.9% of the time I cried was due to physical pain. As an adult, 99% of the time I cried was due to emotional pain. If you had $1 for every year the universe has existed, approximately 13.8 billion years, you would have even make the top 50 on Forbes list. No. An unlimited minutes per month phone plan really only gives you 44,640 minutes per month at best. What? Websites should post their password requirements on their login pages so I can remember. WTF, I need to do my normal password to make it work on their site. I'm 100% confident that if I ever hit a kid with my car, it will be because I'm staring at my speedometer. All right, I'm going to read a few more of these. Let's see. It'd be a really great idea to have the prices right with billionaires just to see how out of touch they are with the average person. I think they did that on Ellen one time with Bill Gates. They were just asking him the average prices of stuff in grocery stores, and he got like a lot of it wrong. When the older generation says this generation is terrible, they're really saying they sucked as parents. Yeah, absolutely true. Everyone always blames the next generation. But yeah. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme is a phrase almost exclusively used by people involved in pyramid schemes. Amway, Pre-America. Why do people say tuna fish when they don't say beef, mammal, or chicken bird? If a stranger insults me, I'll probably ignore it as their opinion is meaningless. If a stranger compliments me, I'll probably treasure it as their opinion is important. The object of golf is to play the least amount of golf. I don't even know why it's called a sport. You barely move. It's just a bunch of old geezers. A lot of them are overweight. Just retired, chilling. It's not a sport. It's as much of a sport as chess. The craziest predictions that the TV show The Jetsons made about life that far in the future was that man could still support a middle-class family of 4 by working in a factory. Imagine how terrifying fires would be if it wasn't a light source. Uh-oh. And when you can't even see it, fires are just dark. Oh my goodness, that would suck. There exists a set of infinite actions that, if I performed them in the correct order, would make me a millionaire in a day. I just don't know what they are. Well, maybe what I'm doing is leading there. Maybe. If not, it's okay. We're just having fun. Well, if opposites attract, I should be dating a gorgeous billionaire supermodel that has a loving family. Ooh, that's very true. If any of you are billionaires out there, please hit me up. You can be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I don't mind. No, I do mind. Never mind. Okay, last one. Using solar panels to power an air conditioning unit is like using the sun's power against itself. All right, well, that was it for the shower thought questions. I hope you guys liked it. I love shower thoughts. They're my favorite thing in the world. I love thinking about stuff deeply and just asking all kinds of, weird questions. Hence why I have this replica of the Thinker. It's my favorite art piece because all he does is think and sit there and think and nothing else. But yeah, thank you. All right, we're done.